Welcome to the Way Forward podcast. My name is Dennis, and I run a host of cleaning companies in three different markets. And this year, I started a company called The Way Forward, and it's I call it an AI transition company, and it's all about helping individuals and businesses transition into the AI world. And this is a podcast. This is a format where the three of us can all talk about what we're facing through or looking at and encountering in AI and automation space, and then how we make sense of it, and how we find the best way to move forward. So we'll start off by talking with Max. If you want to, Max, tell us a little bit about yourself, who you are, what you're doing, and what else you think we should know about you.
Okay, that's a lot. My name is Max. I love technology. I know it pisses a lot of people off, so I spend most of my time trying to mitigate that frustration. That's me.
Awesome. Michael?
Right, my name is Michael, and I just enjoy, learning about future technology, learning about where we're going to be in the next 5 to 10 years, and I'm also very optimistic about the future. I am an accelerationist, so I want technology to go pretty fast and to be helpful to people in the future. I also believe the future is most likely better than the past because we have more technologies and we can build things and we can make life better. So that's a bit about me.
Okay, awesome. So our first topic is going to kind of touch on. So Max also does a lot with cybersecurity. Correct me if I'm wrong, Max. You're also like Google verified or Google
That's I've had
certified.
the base certification from Google. All right, it's pretty easy. I did it in 3 months. I did it. No, I did it in 6 months. People could do it probably in 3 months. I'm a slow learner. Seriously, it's really a good certification to get. There are other ones out there too that you should get as well. But for base certification for cybersecurity, it gives you a nice range of everything. I'd recommend
Okay.
it.
And so that's obviously cybersecurity has become more and more important as
Right. Yeah.
AI expands and you
Yes.
know. And so this week I had two phishing attempts on me. And they were pretty sophisticated. And I say sophisticated because, well, I'll kind of walk you through them. So they both started with an automated message from a robocall, and the robocall says something like, "This is Google. We had a suspicious login trying to change your phone number from, Richmond, Virginia. If this
Yeah.
was
Yeah.
not you, press one." And of
Oh,
course,
yeah.
I pressed one, and then
Yeah.
that prompted a call from an actual person, um, an American at that, just telling by
Yeah.
their accent, which was the first giveaway that it wasn't actually Google. And then, and so they walked me through it, kind of like talking to me, oh, yeah, we're going to send you an email. And then I got an email. And the first one was easy to spot because the SMTP server wasn't Google. So it was easy to say, well, if you're from Google, why are you sending me an email that's not from
Oh,
Google? So that one was pretty easy. And I don't know if
yeah.
they were talking or whatever, but like the 2 days later, I got a call, similar phone number, similar area code, same system, but this guy was more like sophisticated. He had more ways around my talk because I was like, dude, you're a scammer. I know you're a scammer. And he's like, if you feel that way, sir, I'm getting paid to do this. And then he sent me
Didn't
emails
say.
that were
Yeah.
he sent me emails that were actually from Google, and what it seems like is he
Oh,
went and like set off a password reset from my email so that I would get an email from Google.
what the?
Yeah. And then he said, well, what's my case number? He gives me a case number. And then I said, okay, well, where can I? And I kept asking him, look, if I'm going to trust you, and this is the takeaway, if I'm going to trust you, I have to be able to verify it without any input from you. You can't
Yeah.
send me an email. You can't do any of this. And he said, okay, well, just go to this site and you can see on the site your link.
Yeah.
And it was actually it was a sites.google email with like the case number. So they had set it up so that if you don't know what you're doing, you're like, well, shit, that's a Google site. Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and put in my email, and my password here to reset it, and then boom, you're phished. Y'all follow?
Interesting.
Oh, I
Yeah.
follow. But man, that is getting intense.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, that was built with AI. That was planned and built, I'm guessing, by an AI. And then humans just did the deed, right?
Yeah, I mean, it could have been like I didn't even I put on a VPN and whatever. Like I was just
Yeah.
not. I'm just like interactive as little as possible with that site. I hardened everything. I
Good,
went
good.
with I even went so far as to, like, go into my mobile provider and
Yeah.
just say I do not authorize any SIM transfers
Good,
because that's
good.
the next step is they somehow figure out how to transfer your SIM and then you're
They
effed.
can call a rep with the telephone company, and some of them will give it to them.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, that's interesting though. I was gonna ask you how do you think, because if they're just like, scraping data from everywhere, how do you think they got access to your data to the point whereby, not only did they get your email, your phone number, all of that stuff, but they also knew how to kind of go about like extracting information from you? Because like they probably have access to like millions of people. Like, how did they just get access to you, and how did they know that you like that's one of those things? Because usually it's a phone number, right, and maybe an email, but it's
Yeah.
like for
They
you,
had
everything
those
was targeted.
connected.
It's almost like it was built out to get you.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I'm really not sure. I ended up removing my phone number from the Google account
I
because
know what
it's the
it
weak
was.
link.
I know what it was.
Okay.
You know what it was?
No, go ahead, please.
Open claw. That motherfucker's coming to get you, right?
Okay.
He's out.
He's out.
He's getting
Yeah,
you.
but right. He's asking a question. Where was the breakdown in security? That's what he wants to know, right?
Yeah.
Where was that? You want to find out where that is. If you can track that sucker down, plug that hole. Yep.
Yeah, and I mean, after talking with Claude about it, it was like the phone number's the weak link. So I deleted my
Yeah.
phone number from the Google account. It's no longer attached to my Google
Oh,
account.
yeah, good, good. Yeah.
Fair. Yeah, that
So
that that definitely makes sense.
yeah, I mean, and that's the thing is like if I was just thinking like, I mean, if I was like a 60-year-old grandma or something, like
Yes.
toast,
Toes.
toast. Because the
Just
guy was like calm, smooth. He had like an answer. He's like, well, yeah, they captured your session. Like he had enough tech jargon
okay.
to like sound like he knows what he's
Right.
talking about. And like I couldn't in the moment rebut him.
Yeah. On that topic. Okay. So, on the topic, so Apple now offers the call screening. Have you guys tried this?
I don't
Yeah,
know
I've
what
had
that
it
is.
for like 2 months on my
How
phone.
how is it? What do you like? How
I
is
never pick up calls from it's bad and good because you could be getting a call from like somebody you want to reply to, and then the person
no
calls and then
that a
they're
problem?
listening to some bullshit, and then I have to pick up real fast and say, hey, yeah, yeah, it's Michael, like trust me, like dude, this has happened to me like 2 3 times from like people that I actually wanted to talk to,
Okay,
but for
so
the
how do you
most
solve that?
part it deals with
Solve that
all
problem.
the people that you don't want to talk to, people from insurance,
Right.
people from a bank, people from a phone service, or even scammers, because you can listen to the whole call after. So if they're like, who would you like to talk to? And then they have to state their name and the reason for their calling. So if the reason for their calling is bullshit, but it doesn't work if you get like a bunch of important like business. Like if you're like a business person, you get a bunch of important business calls, you lose a fucking ton of clients because nobody's gonna leave
So
their
it's
name and information. But
oh,
for your personal number, I think it's a go.
yeah, right. Yeah, totally. Dennis, you should try it, man. Or do you not have an Apple?
Yeah, I got Android. I mean, I could use a Google number thing like that.
Oh, so how is it working on that side? So this is what iPhone solution is. Now, what's the Google solution's equivalent? It must be coming out, right?
Well, I mean, I don't know if they have it on Android, but if you have a Google Voice number, then you can do it
Oh, yeah.
through that. Like they
Oh,
they that they have it through that. I don't use that right now. Will I in
that's
the future? I'm not sure.
yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, that's I want to talk about that because it was I was a little bit like I mean I was like kind of impressed on some levels because it seemed pretty sophisticated, but it's
Damn,
scary too because it's like they get access to it and then it's like it's game over.
What
it
part
is
of
game.
you is still? Go ahead, man. Sure.
No, sorry. Go ahead. I'm just saying. Fuck. Go ahead.
All right. What part of you is still like kind of unsure? Because I haven't really found the smoking gun that they were scammers. Because like from what you said, and maybe I
Oh,
misheard it, but like from what you said, it seems like they knew your Google. Like, what were they asking you for? Like, why were they even coming into your email
yeah,
in the first place? Because Google's not just gonna come at you and call you. So like, what was their
exactly.
reason for coming at you? Like, what was the smoking gun that said? Apart from the email stuff not being right, obviously,
Yeah.
but
So I
what
mean
was the smoking gun?
that's it is that like nobody reaches out to you when there's like nobody from Google or your bank or anybody's going to reach out to you and say, "Hey, you got this problem." And so that's the first thing. And I told my wife the same thing because I mean, between you, me, and the fence post, if it was her, we might be having a different conversation right
Right.
now.
Exactly.
Um,
Okay.
but
Right.
like if like if it's an inbound call and they want information, you don't give it to them. That's the default. It's like
Right. The
they
deep.
just don't do that until you can verify it third party on their own. So I was like, so let me call you back. I said, I'll call you back. And he says, okay, well, yeah, you can call me at this number. But then I call the number back and it's literally one of the Google Voice like kind of
Fuck. Yeah.
gatekeepers that I was just talking about, like that you're having on iOS. It was that thing. Google's not going to do that, not for
Yeah.
their like services.
Yeah.
And so that was the thing. And then I just said, okay, it's an automated process, no problem, bro. I'll just handle it on my own. Thank you. Oh, well, you really need me on the phone to walk you through with it. No, bro, I don't.
Fair, fair, fair. So it's
But
more so
he,
like they wanted something rather than like somebody just cause like Google's never called me, but like if they were to call me and everything seemed legit, I would probably want to do it by myself too, just to make sure I'm not getting like, put but if the person's like, no, 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 you need my help to do this and I need to like guide you, I need to
yeah,
send you this special link, then that's where okay, cool.
yeah. Because then I
Yeah,
was like, well, look, I'm just gonna go reset my password. All
yeah,
good, bro.
makes
We're
sense.
good, you know?
Yeah.
And there's like, oh, well, you can't do that because they captured your session. I'm like, what do you mean they
What the
captured my
fuck?
session?
Yeah, makes
Yeah.
sense.
He's admitting that he just fucking scammed you. He
Yeah,
captured your session.
yeah. So I mean, all good, but it was like I was like, wow, okay, that felt sophisticated.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's scary.
Yeah.
Uh,
So
What the next?
yeah, it's very interesting because they just probably got your phone number and email from somewhere and they just built out this whole ridiculous thing and just went with
but I
it.
mean, it's like any business. I'm sure they've got a funnel, you know. Like I was just like,
You
you
felt
know,
like you were in a.
well, I mean, it's just like they're gonna have a bunch of people at the top of the funnel. They're gonna go through the process with. Most of them are not gonna convert, but some of them are. And I
You see
just,
Yeah.
how fast, hey, you see how fast they pulled you into the funnel? That emergency on the phone. This is Google. This is
yeah,
urgent. And they got
yeah,
information and
yeah. I mean, that's
that
what it
pushed you.
is. Yeah, they amped up the fear knob, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
It's going to get worse too, probably. That fear knob's going to get worse and worse.
I mean, that's why I thought it'd be a good topic is because it's gonna get worse in sense of like the AI sophistication. I mean, I don't know how exactly, but I think it's gonna become more sophisticated.
It will. Yeah, yeah, absolutely. The more people work on it, the more problems will be solved to scamming people. They'll get better and better at it.
Yeah,
Yeah, I mean, fair with AI, like if they were using like an AI tool, they could probably like, well, maybe not a robocall, but like they could probably like just put an AI like an LLM on it, and the LLM will figure out like what to say, what exactly not to say. They'll probably be like, yeah, I could guide you through it. Maybe just in real time generate links, in like freaking real time. Maybe
yeah,
not for you, maybe not none of us, because like nobody's calling. I personally, I don't do enough business with any company for them to call me and like have somebody follow me around. But like,
yeah,
if you're somebody that like you expect calls from companies, then that's an easy way for them to get you.
yeah,
It's like, yeah, it's yeah, one of those things.
yeah.
Okay, what's that topic done? Or we got another one or what?
Yeah, let's move on to the next topic.
I got a bunch more. Do you guys want to talk about like some of the ones I brought up on the thing?
yeah, I want to talk about the XAI and the Anthropic compute partnership.
Yeah, man, that was a big deal. Did you guys hear about it?
No, go, go.
Okay, so early this week, literally 2, 3 days ago, Elon turned over his entire Colossus One to serve Anthropic's training, not training, but inference needs. So Elon turned over about 300 megawatts of like Colossus One training NVIDIA H100 chips all the way to Anthropic, literally it happened in 1 or 2 days, like
Yeah.
literally still being digested by
Why?
everyone.
Why?
Why? That's
That's
the
the
question.
interesting question because he's also in court with Sam Altman and the Greg Brockman team right now because he's suing them.
Yeah, so
Uh, yeah, that's the thing, right? I think the reason why is because Anthropic is at a point whereby they need compute so badly that if they don't get the compute that they need, there's a chance that OpenAI with a bit more compute out accelerates them. And I think Elon doesn't want that to
Yeah.
happen. So Elon is at this crossroads whereby like he has access to I think 1.5 gigawatts of compute active right now. So if he can give away 300 megawatts of compute to somebody to beat out a rival that he really doesn't like and doesn't want to see them succeed, then it's kind of like for
Right.
him, it kind of made sense. Maybe that's one reason. Some other people are
Yeah.
saying he kind of needed, to make his balance sheet look good because next month he wants to go public with SpaceX AI or whatever it's calling it right now.
SpaceX AI,
They're
that's what it is.
move.
So those are like the two reasons. I don't know. Do you guys want to talk about like what you think it most likely is? Because it's very interesting from Elon to do this.
Yeah,
Most
I mean, I think I mean if I had to pick one, I'd probably say the first is that because I think Elon Musk does not like Sam Altman at all, and he wants to see him like, suffer and like face the
I
consequences of his
Sam
actions.
Altman, man, he's not that bad a guy. Why does everyone hate him so much?
Well, it's just like apparently, I mean, I'm not an expert on the case, but what the apparently on the case is that like basically Elon feels like he got scammed. He like donated to this nonprofit that was run
Right,
as a nonprofit, and then it got rolled up into like a $1 billion company or whatever it is.
exactly.
And
I was
100,
the two. I said, "What the fuck is going on? This is an open source project."
right, but
More
but
like a
then it
trillion
wasn't.
dollar company over a
Yeah,
billion.
right. Pardon me.
Yeah.
Forgot a zero or three.
Yeah.
And so but at the same time, like I've heard Elon or I've seen Elon on X say a couple times that Anthropic should not be called Anthropic, it should be called Misanthropic. Have
What?
y'all seen that?
I
No.
saw that. I saw
Yeah,
that.
so
I saw
misanthropic
it.
meaning like kind of against humanity, right?
Yeah.
And because of like the
And also
safety
he
controls and
spent
whatnot.
he spent like the last 2 months, not just that, just shitting on everything Anthropic, dude. He said Anthropic is gonna kill all white people. Anthropic doesn't
Yeah,
like white
exactly.
people. Like Anthropic is misanthropic. Anthropic is
Yeah.
gonna die. Anthropic is gonna get eaten. Anthropic's probability of, like succeeding is less
Oh,
than zero. All of this shit, it's been like 5 months since he's been going
yeah.
hard at Anthropic.
Yeah.
And then 2 days ago, you turn over 300 megawatts of compute. He literally gave Anthropic, I think Anthropic had about access to maybe 1 gigawatt of compute. He literally gave them more access of like 40% more compute than they already have, almost like 50% of all the compute that they currently have.
Right.
Because it's like, you just handed that to them, and it's like they obviously need the compute, but it's like that was their main only constraint because at
Yeah.
least it seems like they have better coding models than almost everyone else, and their usage is better and bigger. Because another thing I mentioned in the group chat is they're currently at a 44 billion ARR tracking right now. That means this year they started out at, I think was it like last year they ended at 9 to 10 billion of ARR. In the first 4 months or 3 months of this year, they were tracking for 30 billion. And now in the fifth month, they're tracking for 44 billion. If this trend continues, by the end of this year, they could be at 100 billion ARR. And whatever happens next year, we could be looking at either one of the five biggest companies in the world by revenue, not by revenue, or we could be looking at a company that by 2028 becomes the largest company by revenue. If this freaking trend does not
Right.
stop.
Yeah, that's pretty insane. That's insane growth. Um, I don't know. What
That's
do you,
that's
You
wild
guys,
shit. That's like
I
eat the
can barely
world.
hear you because can you hear my voice?
yes.
Yeah.
Okay, I can barely hear you because my iPhone is going into thermal shutdown. And so it's limited my power on everything to reduce and so it might die. I'm in a vehicle here. It's getting hot. Open the windows and you can't hear my sound, so I'm
Okay.
cooking in here. So yeah, I'm gonna
Okay. Well,
either
let's just roll with it as long as we can roll with it.
just
Yeah.
roll with it. Okay, all right.
And it's quite a difference, huh? Last time we had a call, Max, 2 weeks ago, you showed me the snow, and now you're
Oh, that's
cooking.
right. Now I'm cooking, right? Oh
Yeah.
man.
So yeah, I mean, I kind of think it's probably a mix of like Elon really wants to stick it to Sam Altman, and I think yeah, it looks good on the balance sheet
Yeah.
for the merger and the IPO of
And
X
and I think it's
Corporate
a real
Cyber.
fucking hero thing to do.
Yeah,
I like that. It's a real fucking hero thing to do at the one point, you know?
I mean, fair. another thing, this is like, expanding the scope of the horizon. Another thing that, like this compute deal or whatever is showing me is I think a lot of AI labs are most likely gonna like come like they're just gonna fold. They're gonna start like I think we're gonna start seeing a bit more partnerships and just people just starting to like fold into each other. So one thing that I think Max and I talked about last week, I'm not even sure if no, no, not Max, Dennis. I think we talked about this last week, but Cursor is doing a deal with XAI as well
Yeah.
for a compute deal, and XAI has the right to buy Cursor later this year for $60 billion.
Hmm.
So like this is a big thing that's happening. So it's like Cursor is a company that's I think they're currently at 2 billion ARR and they're most likely tracking or they were tracking for like around 5 to 10, whatever they were tracking for by the end of this year. And they're folding up into XAI. So I think all of these labs that are starting up are gonna probably realize, and I don't know if this is true, but they're probably gonna realize first of all, you need a compute partner. You need like somebody that has a lot of capital and that can get you into the public market. Like it might be time to start consolidating into like bigger companies. I don't know what you guys think about that, but how do you see that going?
Max. Okay. I think I think I think
Anyway, listen, hey, can I talk about something?
yeah, go
Sure.
for it.
Okay, so I want to talk about the fact that Trump has his foot on the neck of Anthropic, right? I mean, this is big, right? They were gonna say, okay, these little group of companies, they could get Anthropic, they could red team the shit out of the internet, right? They could find all the vulnerabilities, patch that shit, boom, release the latest model, right? That was the dream. Now, Trump says, no, 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 I want that shit before those teams get it.
Is that what's happening?
What the fuck for military, right? And as Anthropic is saying, they're saying no because we know what you're going to do with it. You're going to implement a mass surveillance. So they say, they allege, they
Right.
predict. What do you guys think about that? Because
Um,
this is the software we're playing with the most, so it really concerns all three of us here.
yeah. I mean, I don't know, honestly, like this whole mass surveillance question, like I think, I mean, I don't want to sound like too bland about it or not alarmed about it, but I think isn't that hasn't that ship sailed? I mean, like we all like,
Yeah, it's inevitable.
you know,
Like it's done.
I'm already consenting to it in some ways, you know?
Yeah.
I'm not trying to say that it can't get worse. My God, I'm not trying
It
to
will
say
get
that.
worse. It's
It
going to get a lot
definitely could
worse.
get worse, right? I don't know, man. I don't know. I think that's one of those things is like in terms of the surveillance, I don't know how to answer that question because I don't see an answer. And then so it's like I tried to de-Googlify myself a few years ago and I failed. And I failed primarily because of maps. That was the major one. But now like I don't even know how would I even go about like trying to like unplug myself from surveillance. I don't even know if I mean, is that even realistically possible for anybody?
Uh, I mean, fair point, Dennis. I to be honest, I'm on your side and I agree. I think privacy is a thing we waved away probably in like the early 2010s when we started getting on social media. Like nobody was reading any privacy laws because like you not agreeing to share your information is like you not agreeing to live in society. You probably wouldn't have access to apps on iPhones. You probably because all these apps on your iPhone are tracking you anyway. So like what are you gonna say? You're gonna say no, I don't want your app on. You're gonna say, oh no, I don't agree to you tracking all my activities. And then what? You don't have Google, you don't have Maps, you don't have
Yeah.
freaking anything. And then you're just going around this
Yeah.
world. Oh, I'm so safe, but you're not part of like modern society. So, but to answer Max's question on what I think about the whole Trump thing, first of all, I think it's political. I think it's like political theater at this point. And the reason why I think it's political theater is because they designated Anthropic as a, um, security risk or whatever. But the, national security defense, even the Treasury Department is still using Anthropic because like Anthropic recently just had a deal with Bassett was like the national security head or whatever his role is.
Yeah.
And he just literally said Anthropic is like a tool that they really need for the Treasury Department because like they need to figure out if Mythos is actually a security risk. So I think whatever Trump and his administration is doing, I don't even think like they're actually communicating with like the different labs and like the different like institutional people that actually say, okay, this is a tool that we need, this is a tool that we do not need. Because even Anthropic has the best models in the world by even a slight margin. And there's, a marginal difference in terms of like Mythos capability and all the other labs capability. Then it's insane, and it will not even be possible to say, yeah, no, US government company can use Anthropic's models, because then you're just putting them at
Right.
a disadvantage. So it's
Yeah.
like what exactly is he trying to achieve? Are you just trying to put your companies at a disadvantage? Okay, if that's what you're trying to do, then whatever. But like, what's the theater about? Make a
Right.
choice. Are you gonna like the real decision will be like, okay, we're gonna like, institutionalize it and bring you as a part of the government because we don't like what you're doing, blah blah blah. But just saying, oh, you're a security risk, and then the other departments in the government are saying, yeah, we need Anthropic. Anthropic is the best model that currently exists. It's like there's a dichotomy, and it's like, like I don't know if the Trump administration is just, you know, saying things because like they want to say things, but it's like if you really mean it, then it's like your organizations are gonna be at a disadvantage. So what are you
Yeah,
doing?
right. Like hamstringing themselves.
Yeah, like what are you doing? Like how does that make sense?
And I don't want to give the impression that I think I'm okay with it, Max. Like I think I mean, I'm an American. Like like, privacy, right to privacy, the freedom from search and seizure. Like I believe in that. I just don't, I literally don't, literally don't know how to do anything useful about it. Can you hear me? Or are you just,
Yeah,
you almost fooled me.
I can hear you. Yeah, no,
Uh,
I can hear you.
okay.
Sorry, cut
What do
that
you,
part out.
yeah, we'll
Cut
edit
that. Can
that
you
part
hear me,
out.
Flax? Just cut.
Yeah.
You just
Eh,
finish your sentence and then that's it. A cut.
yeah.
Okay. All right. Keep going.
What do you think about it?
Oh, I don't know. I think Michael's right. It's just theater. Yeah, I
Yeah.
think it's theater too.
Yeah. Because I mean the mythos question, right? So the mythos is the supposed like the unreleased model of from Anthropic, and there was an announcement a couple weeks ago that it was supposedly too dangerous or too powerful to let out because it found vulnerabilities in public-facing
They
code
did. It
that was
fucking found
mixed.
so many vulnerabilities we couldn't believe it. We're like,
Yeah,
holy
that
shit, this is dangerous.
stuff that was missed for like 20, 30 years by senior developers. So it's like a
Yes,
big
they found a
risk.
bug from 30 years ago. Oh my God. Wow.
Right. So like I mean this is I mean if that's true, then like what the hell are we
Oh,
gonna
hey, the
do?
bug finding part is true. That's not hype. The hype is just them
Well,
saying it's too dangerous and all this shit, but that's truth, right? That actually happened. That sucker outsmarted things that weren't possible. It jumped out of a sandbox. Whoa. That's not
it
a
jumped out
normal
of a
thing.
sandbox?
It jumped out of a sandbox, a virtual machine, right? It was in a virtual machine and it got out and managed to communicate with the person who was testing it in the park,
Yeah, I read about that.
right? So it jumped past several what seemed to be air gaps almost. Not quite an air gap, they're a software gap, but yeah, that's
Wow.
unreal. Yeah. If it
Yeah.
was true. Maybe they just made that shit up. I don't know.
Yeah. I don't
I
know,
don't
but
think they I don't think they made up the part like about how powerful it is because Anthropic has been on a steady cadence that they know what they're doing with coding models, with specialized models that are good at coding. Like they've proven it with even like all their models. Now, it's like how far ahead is it? I think it's a bit I think it's probably maybe, possibly, and there's no reason to not believe it's probably the best coding model that exists in the world right now. And there's no reason to not believe that because it's like Anthropic has proven themselves. Like, there's no reason for them to lie, oh, we have the best coding models because like they already have done that before. So if this is just like, another step in the function of like their training runs and everything, it's like it's very viewable. It's like maybe it's a bit less viewable if
right.
it was another company like Meta came out and say, oh yeah, we have that. It's
Yeah.
like maybe not as viewable. But Anthropic has
Yeah.
been proven itself that it knows how to actually train those models. So it's very believable that Anthropic has this model. So it's like if they say, yeah, this model is another step function, I actually do believe them. But it's like this is just, Mythos 1 maybe. Like there's still gonna be Mythos 2, there's Mythos
Exactly.
3, there's Mythos 4, possibly Mythos 5. And if the scaling thing doesn't end, maybe there's another freaking alpha or whatever, Greek word or Greek symbol they want to use.
Right.
It's like, where does this actually stop? That's where
That's
it gets like
yeah.
scary.
That's where I mean that's the singularity, right? That's where the thing where we
Yeah,
can't see beyond, or it's increasing at an exponential rate.
yeah,
Um, yeah. So maybe let's move on to the next topic. And it's kind of what we put on there, Codex versus Claude, because I
yeah.
spent a week talking about Codex, and so or working with Codex. Have y'all worked with Codex recently or at all?
No, man. I haven't touched Codex one bit.
Okay, how about Opus? Like, how is Opus's performance for you?
I found Opus 4.7 to be a step function change. I actually I didn't see the reduction. The only thing is my rate limits have started like cutting out. So like for example, I can only freaking do like I don't know how many tokens, but they cut me off every like 3 hours or something. They're like, oh, you need to wait another 2 hours. You need to like before I even hopped in this
It's
call.
how they get you.
Yeah, like I can't even code no more. I code like a couple lines and they're like, yo, chill out, bro. Like, give us another 5 hours. And then I wait and then I code for like an hour or two. And they're like, yo, chill out, bro. So I'm like, what are we
Speedy
doing?
Gonzalez over here.
Like, dude, what are we doing? So that's like the only thing I noticed with like in like the past, maybe week or so. I code for like an hour or two. I have to wait 3 hours and then I
Yeah,
go back 1 hour or two, three
yeah.
hours. And I've been doing this for like the past 1 week now.
How about you, Max? How's Opus been performing for you?
Oh, you're talking to me, aren't you?
Yeah, I'm
Yeah,
talking.
I can't hear you. Sorry, I can't hear you.
How?
Every time a
Oh,
truck passes, I lose what you guys say.
okay. Come close so I can talk to you. Come here.
Like I have to have it right here. Like,
Yeah.
can I?
Hey,
I can hear
how
you
has
now.
Opus been performing for you? How has
Okay,
Opus
so
been performing you?
I swear to God, Opus 7 shit the bed.
It
I
did,
swear
right?
to God. Now, I could not change back to Opus 6 4.6. No matter
Yeah,
what I did, I could not change the goddamn model back.
yeah.
Are you shitting? What the fuck? I only changed I can work with the levels low to max, right? Did you experience the same thing?
Yeah, so like for me, I mean, I noticed on 4.6 and it's also 4.7, but it's like it's just what it seems to me like what used to be pretty easy and straightforward and for Opus is no longer easy or straightforward
Yeah.
for Opus. And it's like
Okay.
today I had to check I just started Google Ads for my new location for the cleaning business and I got an MCP set up to check my ads and it's just like, "Hey, go check on the ads." And almost
Yeah.
every day it's like, oh, the MCP server's down again. And then I move over to Codex, Codex checks it, all good. And so it's like
Shut up.
this is a basic thing that it should know how to do. It's all in there in the context if it just knows how to look for
I
the right.
know they took a bunch of stuff out.
I
Man.
don't know what's going on, but I mean, I'm
Yeah.
hoping that this thing with because I went all in on Codex on Claude in the sense of like,
Yeah,
okay, that
me
was my
too.
one model. I'm gonna build everything on it.
Yeah.
But then like
Yeah.
after like 2, 3 weeks of like intermittent satisfaction with how it's working,
Yeah.
I just said, okay, well, I'm
Michael.
gonna plug in Claude. I'm gonna plug in Codex.
Yeah. Hey, Michael, did you have the same experience with 4.7?
Man, for my use case, which is like a bunch of like front end designs of stuff and just building out HTML pages, I'm not really doing a bunch of back ends. I actually found 4.7 to be a bit of a step function increase in like capability for what I was doing anyways, in
Yeah.
terms of
Or
like
was
just
it? Okay.
design taste. But I think it's also because I have like a bunch of skills and MD files that like, it goes into right now. So I'm not really even playing with like exactly like
Uh,
I'm more so
the
using like,
raw.
like
Yeah.
Claude as like the framework for it, and which is why I'm finding it a bit hard to change over to Codex because like all my skills on my design, freaking MD files, all of this
Yeah.
context I have on like everything I want to build is all built into Cloud. So I just don't want to go through the stress of like taking all that, finding everything, all of my project
Yeah.
files, all of my,
Yeah.
and then
Yeah.
go and then do the same thing with Codex, and it's like what? How
Okay.
happens when Mythos comes out? I just want to have all that in
Right.
one place, which is why I stuck
Uh,
with Claude.
Yeah. Yeah.
and so here's the thing. Okay. So there is a community forming open source on Claude, right? There's an open source community forming because they leaked their goddamn proprietary shit. And now they got an open source model to fight with. And the open source is grabbing a lot of people fast, people building tools, all kinds of stuff.
What's it called?
Open Claw? Open Claude? What's it called? Michael, do you know? And
It's
so
not
anyway,
OpenClaw the agent.
uh,
No, because
no,
that's
no, it is. Well, I don't know. You
I'll
guys,
look for it. You keep going. I'll
I
look for
haven't
it while we're
talked to. I
talking.
haven't talked to. I haven't looked into it for yeah, days. But
Okay,
anyway,
what else
the
about
point
that?
is, what I'm saying is, they got people who are paying $100 a month, like us. There's a free open one, and this one is pissing us off. Are they stupid? Like, I don't get it.
Right, right.
What's going on here? What are they doing?
Yeah, exactly. Like it's not good business. I mean, it's not good business practice,
It's not
right?
a good long-term strategy against an
Yeah,
open source model that you just lost your.
yeah, yeah. I'm gonna look into like it's on GitHub right here. The leaked source is right here on
Oh yeah,
GitHub. You could have the whole thing.
yeah,
Wow, amazing. Um, okay, interesting. Um, yeah. So for me, Codex so far. I'm not jumping on the bandwagon or anything. It does seem to be more straightforward and more reliable. It's not perfect. Like some people on X are like, oh
no,
yeah, it's amazing. But I'm still sometimes like, well, you missed that or missed this other thing. But
yeah.
overall, like
What's it missing? Is it miss the same things that Claude missed, or is it miss different things?
different things,
Oh
more
really?
more
Oh,
subtle things. Um,
yeah.
just like I don't know, like misreading something, like or making a decision that was doesn't. I can't think of a specific example right now, but like making a choice that in hindsight didn't seem like a very smart choice to make
Yeah.
about how it was thinking about something.
Yeah. I mean, the last time I used Codex was because I've used Codex. I used Codex that I think when we first started like these calls, I think it was January or something, or like because I was like more so on the ChatGPT side for a minute. So like I had it all like the ChatGPT subscription. I haven't paid for ChatGPT in like the past 3 months. I've been paying for freaking Claude and everything. So I was paying for ChatGPT and I had Codex and I kind of liked Codex. I just didn't think it like the harness was good. Like so for example, I was like using GitHub for like storing all my codes and like having
Yeah.
everything just run there. But like it wouldn't write my code to GitHub. Like it would just write out the code and it would tell me to copy it and paste it and create files and all of that. And I was like, dude, I'm not doing that
What am
shit.
I paying you for, bro?
What the fuck, bro?
Exactly.
Like
What
so
the fuck?
like then I switched over to Claude and like what wowed me was how like just how like nifty it was at like just figuring out where to store the code, what
Yeah.
files. I didn't have to like
Yeah.
touch it. I didn't have to like open a
Yeah.
file. I'm like, dude, I never want to use Codex no more, dude.
Yeah.
I don't want to figure out that shit. Like I don't want to. What I found though, and what a lot of people have said is with just the code quality, you can one-shot stuff a lot better with Codex over Opus. I haven't really found that to be the case because I haven't really been making any complicated things. Like the last app I
Right.
wanted to make, because I've kind of switched away from like trying to make apps because like I just don't I don't know. I don't think it's gonna be like the thing I succeed at in terms of actually like building something successful and selling it. If I build an app, I'll just build it for myself because I was really building apps like early in the year, just different apps, productivity, note apps, to-do
Oh
apps,
yeah, I
like
remember
apps
that.
for like
And
sorting.
that's how you get good at then someday you can make something incredible. You have to keep
Yeah,
playing with it, you get good at it, and
that's right.
then boom, you see an opportunity and you hit it, right?
Yeah,
But you
that's
just
Yeah.
in the
true.
meantime, you got to keep trying, keep failing, and keep learning, right?
Yeah,
True. I mean, fair point. I just found something else that was more enticing for me with Claude Code,
right.
which was
Yeah,
just like
yeah.
designing and like going into like, like the front end and just making beautiful HTML sites and like, connectors and all of that stuff, which is what I've been
Hey,
I've been
send me a
building and doing.
screenshot of what you consider beautiful. Send me one that it made that you thought
Yeah,
that was beautiful. Send me a picture. I want to see what you're
yeah.
talking about.
Put
I
it in
mean,
the
I
group.
did send one to the group
Did you?
chat. It was for like my real estate stuff. It's like directorrtil.ca if you like scroll up or something. I don't know.
Okay.
I thought that was pretty good. It's like
All right.
an HTML. It's not really anything complicated, but I really like that. So I'm just like working on like the design language of that stuff. But I'll send you the stuff I've been building. I'm building one
Okay.
for like a new project I'm working on. It's like a creator partnership agency. I just have this idea. Dude, I go from idea to like product in
I
like
know.
boom, boom, boom.
Yeah,
Like right
Yeah.
now, I'm currently working on like a new agency plan. It's like we partner with creators and we help creators like
Yeah.
launch digital products. So I handle everything from like using AI to launch their landing page, to design the product, to also like help with like voice cloning. So I clone their voice with AI. This is just an idea that
Okay.
came up.
Hey,
I'm building the whole product right
that's
now.
awesome. Hey, I gotta cut you off. That's awesome. Okay, now I want to tell you something else here. you guys, when you're doing this, make sure you keep your customers' data secure. Okay. Right now, the lawsuits have begun with people and data and technology. Have you seen it in the news? Everyone on their ass is suing people about their data. So make sure you start off with all your models, all you're running, to have a really good cybersecurity protocol outlined in your shit so that it's there. One, it stops it, and then from a legal perspective, it also stops it. Okay.
Right.
So
Dennis,
those
can
two
I get your
things.
point of view on this? Because like
Yeah.
I, all right. So Max, I agree with what you're saying,
Yeah.
but it's just like when I think about like the whole security stuff, I'm like, dude, I'm putting this information into Claude. So doesn't that mean Claude takes the liability? Because I don't want to be more secure than Claude. Like, how do you think about it, Dennis, when you're building
Right.
Yeah.
So they'll go
people?
after Claude, they'll go after Anthropic, and then they will subname you as a defendant.
Yeah, that's
And so
fine with me.
you'll have to pay a smaller amount than Claude, but you'll still have to pay something. So I'm just saying to you, this little simple thing can eliminate that problem in the future.
Yeah, I agree. I agree with
Right.
Max. I think it's something to take consideration, even if it's just being overt with your data policy.
That's right. You got to be clean and overt and make
It's like
sure that
this
you
is
are
the policy
respecting
with our
data.
data. Will you sign
Yeah.
that? The same with like the privacy policy you were talking about earlier, Michael.
Yeah.
It's the same idea. As you get somebody to sign
I
something like that
Michael,
that says,
Michael, I
"Hey,
would hate to see any of us produce a product. It was a big fucking hit. It's great, and then all of a sudden it gets hacked, and we lose all the data, and we're scandal, and we just get fucking destroyed. I don't
yeah,
want that to happen. So this little thing, of keeping this in your mind when you're
yeah,
building, is going to save our asses.
absolutely."
Okay.
I agree
I
with that
mean, fair
100%.
point.
And I think,
Yeah, a good point.
but I don't know because I'm trying to look into a solution for that because like pe some people are asking about it. It's like, okay, what about my data? How do you take care of my data? So then there ex like if and I don't think it's reinventing the wheel here. I think there's processes and ways around like ways to route data that it
Yeah.
stays out of an
There's
LLM.
That's right. There's best practices, and you can just keep investigating those, keep working on them, and keep adding them
It-
to your code so
It's
that
like
the
you
AI
take
start
P
picking up on it.
you take PII like from deterministic code and then you anonymize it
Yeah.
or before it goes through an LLM, and then on the other end of the LLM, you like kind of put it back to the entity, to
Right.
the person, to the
Yeah.
contact. You see what I mean? Like it's like you anonymize it as it goes
Yeah.
through an LLM.
It's always thinking about the areas in which data is moved from one thing to another thing. In that passage of data, wherever it goes, moved from
Yes.
one system to another system, just think
Yes.
about that encryption in there. Say, add an encryption in this. And it doesn't have to be fucking much. Just a little bit, like small encryptions, cheap, fast encryption. There's all kinds, right? You
Yeah.
don't have to like running the latest monster fucking code. No, you just have to have your ass covered with some encryption. That's
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
Sounds good.
Yeah. I think that's a fair topic. Something
Yeah.
obviously something to talk about and
Yeah,
pay
exactly. Think
attention
about
to.
it too.
Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah. That makes sense for sure. I haven't really been thinking about security, but it's something I should probably start thinking about, to be fair. Yeah, so I'll just, you know, yeah, I'll
Yeah, just
just
look into it and just
figure out
add it
how
to your
to.
code. Tell your
Yeah,
AIs, hey, I'm thinking about, getting into more cybersecurity now. What should I be doing more? And he'll just fucking tell you what to do. It'd be awesome.
Yeah. And
makes
a good
sense.
resource is Praxis OS,
Oh, yes.
Praxis
Yeah.
OS. It's
Good
got
call.
like it's just like a knowledge base of, and then you just give Claude Code or whoever that
Yeah.
access to that.
Makes sense. All right. Yeah, so yeah, building has just been beautiful the past like whatever. Like, yeah, the past month or so. But yeah, if I'm gonna go to Codex, I'm just waiting for the point. I don't know if I should still keep on waiting anyways, where I can just one shot the apps I want to create. Because
Yeah,
like,
it's coming. It's coming.
yeah. I
Yeah.
mean, I feel like it's already here probably with like this new like GPT 5.5. People have
Yeah.
really been talking
It's
about it.
here.
So
When you
Yeah,
say
this is
one
the
shot,
year.
what do you mean?
like, so for example, the last time I tried Codex, I wanted to create like this like Instagram like web sorting, Instagram like page sorting tool that's it's like a Google plugin basically. So you can just open a an Instagram page and you can like just click one button on like the app and it sorts through like the entire feed of the person. So it arranges everything from the most viewed video all the way to like the most liked and all that. And then you can
Got
just
it.
have it like export the files and say like most liked, most viewed, most whatever. So that gives me context when I'm looking at like a real estate agent's page and I can just do competitor research and whatever.
Right.
That is
Okay, cool.
usually a tool I pay $30 a month for to like get all the access to that data. It already exists. But when I tried to build it on Codex in January, it came out, but then I had to like tell it, okay, well, you're not really looking at all of the posts. Like you only look at the first freaking 6 to 7. Like now you need to look at the top 90. And also like you're showing me the likes, but like you need to take in into context, the followership and everything. And maybe it's just my inability to actually prompt and sit down with it. But I had to go through like 3 to 5 runs and I couldn't still create the perfect product
Yeah.
I wanted to get. It was still better for me to pay $30. So
But
I'm just like, why am I building this?
so in one shot, like, did you just give it one prompt? And I'm asking because what I found, like, I mean, one shotting. I mean, I don't like full production. I don't know. Is that ever going to happen? But like, I've had pretty good success with Claude to and using Agent OS framework. It's like a skills, and then it just runs through the process of like specking shape, and you're having like a
Oh
conversation
yeah,
with
man.
it about what it wants, and then it would have asked question or likely that the question would have arisen where it would be like, well, how many posts should I be scraping? Like that probably
Yeah,
would have come up in the conversation with it. And then
that
you
makes
can ask
sense.
it like, hey, like before it's done, and there's different steps. There's like shape the spec where you're like, okay, what is the thing going to look like? But you can just like have the discipline to ask the agent before it goes to the next step to write the spec. You could just say, hey, well, look back what we've done. What are we missing?
Yeah, makes sense.
And then you just
Yeah,
have that dialogue with it, and then it's like, yeah, I mean, is it one shot? I don't know, but it's pretty darn good.
yeah. That's actually a beautiful point because I wasn't using Claude to actually build the whole thing. And yeah, when I moved over to Claude, I stopped building apps, but I really should probably get back into building apps with Claude because I think like the Agent OS stuff you talked about, I think it's a skill, right? So it's just a skill and MD file that
Yeah,
you.
it's an MCP of skills,
Okay, okay,
total skills.
gotcha.
Yeah, it's
So
public and widely available.
all right, yeah.
But
So that
but
that definitely
the
makes sense because like before I Claude builds out anything and like comes back to me, asks me like 2 to 3 questions, I freaking love it. Which like
yeah
Codex wasn't doing. I don't know if it does it now, but it wasn't doing that in January. It just, hey, you want me to do this? It builds it. So yeah, that's definitely a good point. So
yeah
I'll probably try it out again in like a couple months to see how it goes, or a
yeah,
couple of
and that I mean
days.
that's the whole pro. It's not code. I mean, with access to the same kind of tools, I imagine Codex could do it, right? If Codex was plugged into Agent OX. I mean, I can run it on my computer. I got Codex. So now I've got Codex and Claude both on the computer, and they're both embedded into the same file system. So I made sim links from every Claude MD to an Agents MD. So now the entire system is basically model agnostic. So I can
Oh
Okay.
yeah,
indicate,
that's
I can
nice.
indicate,
That's the way to go, man.
yeah, I
Yeah.
mean it. And so I'm got them both running, so I can run it, run it through. I'll let you guys know. But
Sounds
I think
good.
it's the more interesting question for me is like the process of thinking about, well, what actually are you trying to build? Because
Yeah.
it like that happens a lot is that we think it, and this happens in this kind of thing, but it happens all across human endeavor where people think they're communicating well, but they're really not. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? And
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
so, and then so like go through that process to really think about, well, what I don't know, what do I want is I think it's
I
pretty interesting.
know.
It's a pretty fun process.
So AI is really shaping our behavior, right? I
Yeah.
personally have noticed that it shapes my behavior. Like in my case, the institution, the corporation that I'm having issue with, will come at me with some shit, and my first instinct is to just lash out and nail them with a regulatory hit here or something here. But the AI has said, no, 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 you don't do that. That's called
Yeah.
reprisal. That's retaliation. And so it actually spaces my documents or trains me to space them in a way that it doesn't look like reprisal. So I've gone through that process now a few times and now instead of my usual attack right away, I take that energy and I focus it into thinking about methodology for a legal attack, and it relaxes me. And so each time now I've done it, it's actually changed my behavior, and I really like it.
Well, it sounds like a positive change.
It is. It's a positive change. It's improved my character in some way. And wow,
And whoever thought that was
who would
possible?
ever thought that was possible? I know exactly. Yeah, no shit.
No, that's awesome. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think that's it too, is like we habituation, right?
Hmm.
Habituation is the process where it happens, a nervous system thing, where
Yes.
the
Yes.
longer that you have something in your sensory environment, the more blind to it you become. And so
Yeah.
that's why people can like, you misplace your keys and they're standing, you find them 30 minutes later, right, standing staring you in the face.
Yeah.
And I think that's happening with with like us and AI. It's like, can you imagine what a life without AI now? Like
No,
Oh
it's like
like,
shit.
wow, that's
dude,
Oh shit,
geez,
that's
I have to
right.
Google it myself. What the?
dude, hell
Oh,
no,
don't
man.
say that
I
word. Oh
can't
my
go
God.
back to a world without AI, dude.
I
Like,
know.
I'd
Mm.
pay, I'd like if I was getting paid a salary, I would pay half of my salary just to have like intelligence of some form, dude. Because,
You're an addict. You're an AI
dude,
addict at that point, you
I
realize.
I think I am
I
too. I mean, like
agree,
it's
I
so damn
know.
useful.
It's so
dude.
goddamn useful. Like I just there's no end to the usefulness.
Like, imagine how much you wouldn't be able to build, and like you'd feel like, oh, let me go find somebody somewhere who can like possibly charge me $10,000 or
Uh,
some
Yeah.
bullshit just to build all the things. Dude, I've built so much. Like, if I was building all this shit 10 years ago, I'll probably be a millionaire. It's just like now,
Right.
like fucking everyone can build it.
I know anyone can build it. Oh my God, this goes into existential
yeah,
crisis.
the cost of build goes to zero.
Yeah.
Right.
So
Yeah.
where does the value go?
Yeah, good
Where's
question.
the value
Integration,
created then?
implementation, execution.
Yeah.
Execution.
Execution, right?
So what does that mean?
I don't know.
Well, that means we have to like figure out how to get clients and freaking push this product to them. It's like that's it,
No,
right?
that's the old model. That's the
But
old model.
but if the value is the execution, so the build is easy, the
Yeah.
execution, like what's Max, you talk about the spaces, right? So what's the transition um from this to that, from build to execution? Like what's that transition there?
Good question.
Well,
See
are
what
you
I
talking
mean?
about software or are you what like
Well, I
what
mean, like if
provision
the
of it?
cost of build is going to zero, I think that's
Uh-huh.
agreed upon.
Uh-huh.
Then and then the values execution, which I think is probably, I mean, I think it's at least one right answer.
Right.
But what does that
Implementation,
mean to execute
execution.
the implementation? So these are all like these are nouns that end in
Yeah.
ton or
Verbs,
nouns
aren't they?
that like
Yeah, and
contain a
verbs.
process. Yeah, so it's a verb turned into a noun.
Yeah.
So what does execution mean?
Yeah.
Well, if you're talking about in terms of software, execution and having a successful product means client acquisition. Like you need to figure out how to get clients at a sustainable rate and grow your products and actually have some form of people paying you real dollars for software that you sell.
Yeah,
That's
Yeah,
what I think
that comes
execution
back to
is.
just generating value. You have to generate value in some
exactly.
way.
Exactly.
I
Exactly.
disagree though. Like just generating value, like how
Something
does that
they find
connect to?
valuable.
Okay, but if your app is valuable, right? How do you
Yeah.
actually get the clients to actually see and know about your stuff?
Well, the
Even
That's
if it's
a
value will
valuable.
drive it. The value will drive it.
that's a very important factor, Michael. Absolutely. I just think before that, it's gotta you gotta know that the thing works and that people get value out of it.
How do you know that?
Yeah, exactly. That's the execution part. I
Yeah.
think that's the transition from build to execution. It's like you build it, but now how do you get somebody to use it?
Yeah, and like what you're going to build first is not going to be maybe what the $1 billion idea is in five
Exactly.
years. It might completely
Exactly.
evolve to something
So
else.
she needs,
Yeah.
you need reps in the street.
Yeah,
That's
that's right.
interesting because I do and I like this. I actually like to disagree a bit, so I'll just
Yeah, go
disagree for
ahead.
the
Yeah.
fun of it, right? Let's
Yeah,
see.
do.
I actually think it's the easy part is building something. Well, building is gonna go to zero for sure. But even building something useful is also kind of easy because like if you have a pain point, you have an idea, and you build something useful for yourself, it's obviously probably gonna be useful for other people. So for like the
Right.
example, the freaking app I was building that was like sorting stuff out, it already exists, but like I need to solve a problem for myself and not pay $30 or whatever that stuff that is. The
Yeah.
hard part is convincing somebody out there to pay me $30 for a product that possibly already exists and mine is slightly better.
Uh,
How do I get those people to trust me? How do I get those clients? How do I get them to even try out my product? I think that's the really hard part.
yeah.
Distribution.
Yeah. Distribute. Okay, that's distribution then.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
we've got build,
So,
we've got execution, we got distribution.
and I think distribution is the hardest because like
I mean, I don't know. Like, I don't think it's
Okay.
useful to like the most or the whatever. I think they're all like they're three legs of a stool, right? And like,
Where does attention fall into this?
where does what?
Under distribution, attention. It's an attention world.
Yeah,
Where does
distribution is
attention fall into this?
attention.
Under
I think,
distribution is
distribution?
attention.
yeah, and I
Yeah,
think
it's the
that's
same kind of thing, right?
yeah. So I think if distribution is like if bill's going to zero, then distribution, yeah, maybe that's the constraint. That's the thing to focus on.
And
I
I
think,
actually think it's not like well I'm not saying this in like a condescending way or anything, but I actually do not think it's all equal parts. Because if building is going to zero, that's like the value of that is
hmm,
like it's extra. It's gonna be like
hmm,
reading and writing. Because like oh you can
hmm,
build an
Yeah.
app, same here. Everyone can fucking
hmm.
build. Everyone can read.
Yeah.
All right, so it's
Okay.
like actually executing on like okay building a useful product. I think that's going to be a bit harder, but that's one tier up. I think distribution is going to be 80 everything. It's like
I see your
I know
point.
there's so many companies that have built great products that are bankrupt today, but I know very little companies that had so much distribution and they could just figure out like a product to sell to like that massive distribution. Like that like an audience is like I think the killer thing because like you can always figure out the products to build behind an audience. But the moment you have an audience, like I think that's like everything right now. Because like I told Matt I was telling Dennis sorry this or the other day. There's a guy that I know that he just his company went bankrupt. He built a really useful app, really useful software. He couldn't find freaking people to use his stuff. I mean, he had like 10 people using his stuff, but it's like he couldn't find more. It's just like, should he have built an even better app? Maybe, but like, how do you even get people to
Right.
know?
No, it's a fair point. I mean, I think it's,
It's a great
yeah,
rebuttal. Yep. Hey, there's this Jewish thing that Jewish guys do. Whenever there is a group of men and they all the men agree on something, there's a decision to be made. All the men agree, like yes, yes, yes. The last guy to say yes, the 10th guy, it's his responsibility to oppose, right?
okay.
It's
Okay.
his responsibility to oppose everyone what they're agreeing to.
Oh, that's interesting.
And his job is as the last person to agree, he has to be the one that opposes, right? And he tests them and pushes them on it,
Right.
right? So that's an example Michael was doing there with us because I was really convinced the other way, but now I can see
Yeah.
both sides of it.
I know. Yeah, I agree. I agree. I can see. I think that's right too. I think distribution is ex. We said execution, or Michael, you said both of these, execution and distribution. I
And
think
Yeah.
execution might be shrinking as well. Execution speed going from idea
yeah,
to
I
end
think
product,
so.
right?
I don't know. It depends on what you mean by execution, because what I think, like and this is the blatantly like the value prop that I'm running for myself with the way forward right now, is that I have the experience and the knowledge with data automation and AI to implement it successfully into a business.
Yeah,
And
that
that
sounds
I
like a
would
deadly
say is
combination.
execution. I would say that is execution. And I
Oh, I
mean,
see. Yeah, yeah.
it may not be as tight of a constraint right now as distribution, but I still think it's a constraint.
Right. Yeah. It has to be
Makes
done.
sense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Makes sense for sure.
Yeah.
But like getting people's attention is the big thing. Just getting like I'm serious, like with Bella, like I was blue in the face. I could not convince people to try Bella, but when they tried it, they were fucking in love.
Yeah.
It's like what the fuck? And then the guy would go
Yeah.
home and his wife would talk to him, I don't want an AI, blah 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 in our business. Fuck.
Yeah.
Next day,
Yeah.
I changed my mind.
I'm telling
Right.
Also
you,
think
So
about
just
like a place like the App Store, for example. Like the App Store gets the App Store gets like millions of apps every single month that want to like list on it or something.
yeah.
But only how many apps does anyone have on their phone? Like I have maybe 30, 20 apps on my phone. It's not because they're the best. Like I don't know the best. I really don't know. Like, okay,
You
let's say
do
Google's
kind
the
of know
best at
the
what they
best.
do.
You do kind of know the best by based on ratings.
Not really, because like you have to have users to actually get those ratings. Like for example, like what's the best, like freaking
Oh,
like
okay.
CRM tool for like B2B businesses? Is it Salesforce? Is it Go High Level? Like
Right.
I don't know because I haven't tried out a bunch of them. I just know the ones that I know.
Yeah.
And like you cannot just guess that the ones that you know are the best,
Right.
basically.
Now if you're an Android user, you've got Google Play, which is far more vast, and so you can find those gems. They're not walled as much as the Apple
How do you find them?
ecosystems.
I
Well, you
don't
just
find
search
them.
them.
I mean, go ahead,
Yeah, you're
Max.
no, you're the Android user. Please tell us.
No, well, I mean, but it's the same question for like looking for any the diamond in the rough. It applies to Apple too. So what do you say to that, Max?
Oh, like no, I'm saying Apple has a much higher benchmark to allow startup apps into their ecosystem.
Right. A
They
higher
need so
standard.
much track record. They have a higher standard. Whereas at the Play Store, it's like, fuck, you paid them, you're in. you know, it's
Yeah.
really easy. And then the whole community kind of sorts through it, right?
Right. I don't know. I mean, I think I mean, that's absolutely the question, or a question to ask is like, how do you make a choice about something? How do you know what's good, bad, or ugly in between? And I rely like 100% on ratings. Like, if it doesn't like, if I'm looking at Amazon products, it's just like, it depends on the product category, but it's like I'm not even considering items if there's less than 500 reviews.
Okay.
Like you have to like to even have a
Yeah.
conversation with me about buying your product, you need 500 reviews.
Okay. Have you ever tried looking at the second, the third, the fourth, the fifth page of Amazon, even the 10th page of Amazon, and looking at like the products that probably don't even have that many reviews, but are better products, but are there on the 10th page? Have you?
But how are they like how am I going to know as if I'm buying something and I'm
Yeah.
making a purchase decision in
Yeah.
that moment, how am I going to know that it's a better product?
That's the thing. You don't know. So
Don't.
you're
Well, it's
relying on
all
the people that
shit
have the
made in
best
China. It's all the
distribution.
same shit made in China anyway.
Yeah, so like my point is like you're relying on people that already have the proven distribution and you're just guessing like, okay, these people probably have 10,000 reviews. So like they most likely have the best stuff and they have,
Yeah.
5 stars. So it's
Yeah.
like my point is like, for example, if you've ever tried listing your products on Amazon, you could have like the best product. Let's say you have the homemade product, you freaking make your stuff in your garage, you know your quality is A1 quality. When you list on Amazon, your product doesn't go to the first page, it fucking goes to the 10th page, and you probably have a better quality than the guy on the first page. So it's like your problem is not, your execution or what, it's your distribution. It's the fact that you don't have,
Yeah.
tens of thousands of dollars to put on ads and to even get your product to the point where you can even compete with like the freaking first product so people can see you.
Yeah. But so I mean that's then what about like how do you distribute? Because if it comes down to the fact that you just got to have money to play the game and to really have a chance at succeeding, that's dark. So then
I
what
mean,
then
that's why VC firms exist, right? They exist to freaking pump you with freaking dollars so that you actually get into the game of playing the game.
but then it's just then it's just the same thing. It's a distribution question at a different resolution. Like how do you get in front of the right VCs or the right guy in the right seat? It's still a distribution question.
Yeah, then it's like it becomes, oh, people that have connections are the ones that actually get into
Exactly.
in front of VCs, which is why the
Exactly.
people that are winning the game are like the people that are connected. It's like
And then it's
They
all
get VC money, and then they can run ads and like put themselves in front of everyone and be on Google and be on Meta so that they can have that distribution and then they make money. Which is like it's that's the game. Like if you don't have that, it's like you're not playing the game.
But if that, but that's a game when it's framed to me like that, it's a game not worth playing. And I
Yeah,
don't
I
want,
agree.
and I want to play the game. I am playing the game, and I'm playing the game with the premise that, you know, you just do it, super duper. You just do it. I don't know
You
what's
just do
wrong
it.
with me, but my butt soul is burning.
I think that's why we should
Super
play a
duper.
different game. The game of like, like the game that we can succeed at, which is like we shouldn't try to, well, in my opinion, anyway, we should try and compete with these VC backed firms or anything like that. We should play the games that we like. For you, Dennis, the game you're good at is you're already a cleaning company owner. You know that business. You can talk to other business owners. That's the game that the VC people can't
Yeah,
play, and you can implement for them. That's a game that you
yeah.
can win at because you
Yeah,
have the
But
yeah.
comparative
but
advantage.
that's not about money. That's about positioning,
True, true.
Yes,
right?
yes. But they
So is there a
both
way
have
to
the same
you
end
shift?
goals.
So, but what we kind of just ran onto is that positioning can alter the rules of the game
I
because
agree.
the way
Yes.
that you just framed it, if you don't have enough money, you're fucked. But if
Yeah.
it's, oh, you can change the way you talk about yourself or your thing in a way that attracts a different kind of person, and like you kind of find your way in that market. Or
Yeah, I do.
Uh,
I do agree.
hey, have you guys ever read the book by Guy Kawasaki called Enchantment?
Nope.
no,
Okay, I would recommend it because it kind of touches on this topic of how there is the linear system that everyone does, and then there is a way through enchantment that you can dance your way through all of that. Read it.
okay,
It's a really
looking,
interesting read. So what it
okay,
would do is instead of the paths we're talking about, the typical paths, we are going to find another path, a unicorn path that gets us there. And some of those unicorn paths can be something that is just based on a simple problem. You obsess with a problem, and it turns out that other people have the same problem, and you just keep solving that
right.
problem. You're just going to religiously have a following using your technology.
Yeah.
And you know what I'm
And
saying?
you're competent in your
You're
competency in
competent in your
solving
technology.
problems.
That's right. In this specific problem, and you do it so well, no one does it better,
Right.
and the money just follows you, I think.
Yeah.
Right? Even if you go through all the shit, the mergers, the VCs, all that crap, you can avoid that even if you want, if you've just got a really good fucking product. You don't
All right,
need
guys,
VC
good
support.
stuff then.
Are we up? Time's up or what?
Well, it's about 1:30.
Oh shit. Okay, I gotta go.
Yeah.
All right, time's up then. All right, yeah, that was a good fucking talk, you guys. Wow, that's got some gold in it, right?
All right, guys. Yeah. So I enjoyed it as well.
Yeah,
It was a good idea to have a topic so kind of keep us going on a certain idea.
yeah.
So we'll see you guys next week. Hey, send some screenshots, Michael, to the stuff that you're designing so we can see like
If
some
it's
stuff
really as good as
along.
you say it is, you sound impressed. I
Yeah,
want to see it.
we're gonna judge it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll do that.
All
All right,
right, see you
guys.
guys. Bye.
See you.
All right, take care, guys.